What's up, Sports Fury Nation? We are here with a Divisional Outlook.
And it's the best division in the NFL, the NFC East.
The best division.
Best team within that division. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
God.
Now, Sean, let me repeat that because you got the hat over the ears. So let me say it again. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles!
Why did we bring him on here?
Sean, was that rough for you to hear?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
It's a little
The
heartbreaking.
Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champions entering the 2018 season, and joining us for the NFC East Divisional Outlook is Adrian Fedkiw. Welcome back, Adrian Fedkiw.
Oh, what's going on? Let me just say it again. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm going to have to hear that all year. I know it.
You're going to have to hear it all night.
We're so glad to have you back here on the Sports Fury.
Yep.
Adrian of the Bitterbirds. Everybody, go subscribe to Adrian at the Bitterbirds. The link is in the description box down below.
Yes, guys.
I think this is going to be a great video, especially with you two.
Oh, it's going to
gonna
get
be
heated.
awesome.
It's going to get passionate. People might
The Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, they did it. Okay.
It's going to be a great season.
Yeah, your Philadelphia Eagles entering the season as champions, man.
For the first time.
What did you do the moment the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
I jumped up and down like a little girl, and then I ran right down Broad Street. That's what I was at a bar on Broad Street. So all those shenanigans that you saw on SportsCenter, ESPN, that everything just filled up, I was there. I wasn't climbing the light poles. I wasn't doing any trust falls. I wasn't that stupid. Okay. I didn't eat cow shit or horse shit. I didn't do any of that. Mm-hmm. But I had
bring that up.
I myself.
That must have been a scene to be a part of, man. Philadelphia celebrating a Super Bowl. Y'all been waiting now forever.
Putting my hatred aside, yeah, man, it was good to. I remember when Dallas Mavericks finally won our first championship, right? And I was so pumped. It just felt good to get that monkey off your back, per se, right? The very first one.
And not only to get it off your back, but the way that they did it.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, we felt every single emotion last year. We thought the season was over. Carson Wentz went down. We had a funeral in Philadelphia. It happened. And then Nick Foles. Oh, my God. What happened?
Yeah.
It played out like a movie. Y'all had so many injuries that happened, and you guys adapted like a team I haven't seen.
I haven't seen a team.
I haven't seen anybody do that like that.
Never seen anything like that before. Ever.
And then
I don't think we're ever going to see anything like that again.
Yeah. And for y'all to overcome all that and then beat one of the greatest franchises in NFL right now, right? The New England Patriots, the Evil Empire. And that's the same team that beat y'all.
And the Patriots.
Yeah, and that's the team that beat y'all last time y'all played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, getting y'all's little revenge, you know? Yep. So it was awesome even as a Cowboy fan to see it. I picked y'all to win. I wanted y'all to beat the Evil Empire. But it still hurts me.
Now, can they do it again? Adrian already said they're doing it again. They're repeating. And it's hard to argue because, this Eagles team is stacked. This team, I think, is better than it was last year.
Yeah, I do too, and I made a video about this. Now, the thing is, the competition throughout the NFL in general is going to be better. Because if you remember last year, there were injuries throughout the NFL season. Probably the worst that I could remember with all the injuries, Odell Beckham, everybody, Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers is the big key there, getting back in the NFC. So Green Bay, you're going to have to deal with them. We'll see how good Jimmy Garoppolo is in San Francisco. You got all these great teams still. Minnesota, they add Kirk Cousins. So a lot of good competition in the NFC. Are the Eagles still going to be able to go to the NFC Championship and win it again?
Yeah.
You guys made some great additions. You guys picked up Haloti Ngata.
Yeah.
Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
Already adding to a strength you already had.
You guys are so damn deep up front on the D-line, man.
It's unbelievable.
Front seven.
You add Michael Bennett to a unit that's already the best defensive line in the league, so you're going to have every down, first down, second down, third down, you're going to have a fresh wave of defensive linemen coming after the quarterback on each and every play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you ready? you rush with 4 and you drop back 7. That's the philosophy of the Eagles. So you have a defensive line that can get there themselves.
Yeah.
And you still have 7 on the back end to defend the pass.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you guys also added Mike Wallace. You guys drafted Dallas Goedert. You guys,
y'all took Dallas Goedert from us.
Yes, we did.
Traded one pick above us.
That was a great pick, man. Especially you guys.
I like him.
You guys gave us Trey Burton. Well, y'all didn't give it to us. He went over there in free agency, which I love. I think he's gonna be fantastic with Chicago Bears. But man, what a great pickup.
Yeah.
And then screwing over them, that was fun. That was good.
The Eagles, they like to implement those 2 to 3 tight end sets. So while Trey Burton was the 3rd tight end on the Eagles roster per se, he still got 31% of the snaps. Obviously, when Ertz wasn't playing, he was plugged in there, and he did admirably, obviously, and got the big contract over the summer, over the offseason, I should say. But Dallas Goedert, man, I'm intrigued by what he can be, what he and Ertz can be. Especially in the red zone. That's where these guys are going to be big targets. Eagles led the NFL in red zone efficiency last year, and you just add another weapon to the arsenal.
Oh, yeah. And that was a key last year. Y'all added all those weapons for Carson Wentz, and now y'all gave him some more. Y'all lost Torrey Smith, but replaced him with Mike Wallace. I know y'all hated Torrey Smith over there in Philly, so let's see if Mike Wallace can do a little better.
What about defensive end Josh Sweat, man? You guys drafted him.
Yeah.
Philly 500 is really high on him. Shout out to him. What do you think about Josh Sweat?
Well, I think it's a perfect situation for him considering his knee history. Again, you're in a situation where your snaps are going to be limited. You're in a rotation. You don't have to play a lot. So you look at him, he's probably going to be a one-contract guy. I don't see him being extended due to the knee history. But to have him for 4 years being a rotational edge rusher, it's a pretty good get for the Birds, I'd say.
Now, some losses on the defense, like Vinny Curry. You got Patrick Robinson. He's gone. You worried about that, Patrick Robinson?
Patrick Robinson is the one that I wouldn't say I'm worried about, but I'm curious to see how they basically take over his snaps. Who is going to be the guy? Is it going to be divvied up between a bunch of different guys? I don't know what they're going to do right now. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be Jalen Mills? I don't know. That's a question right now that we don't know the answer to. But the way that the Eagles play, I can see them putting safeties in there. That you got Jalen Mills, like I said. Whatever they want to do, I think they'll be okay. But it's out of all the losses, he's definitely the biggest one.
What about Michael Kendricks?
Yeah, I made a video about this as well. I didn't think Kendricks fit the scheme. He's more of a blitz guy. He's not a coverage guy. Mm-hmm. So in Cleveland, I think he's going to do great because he's a blitz. Yeah. And the way that he can time his snap, he's great at it. But again, what I talked about near the beginning of the video, rush with 4, drop back 7. Jim Schwartz does not like to blitz his linebackers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got a guy in Kendricks whose biggest weakness is coverage. Well, that's what you need to do in Jim Schwartz's scheme. So he's a guy that really just didn't fit. And now you bring in Corey Nelson. He's been a name with intrigue. He hasn't really proved anything yet, but he's supposed to be adept in pass coverage and kind of taking running backs out of the play. So that's we'll see about that. Okay. But Robinson is a bigger loss than Kendricks for sure.
Does losing John DeFilippo?
I was actually just about to bring that up. Yeah, John DeFilippo and Frank Reich. So it's gonna be a lot of pressure now.
Yep.
With Doug Peterson, because a lot of people said that those two guys were a key part of helping Nick Foles and developing game plans and helping that. So how's that loss going to affect?
Yeah, those are big losses. But here's what I'll say too: I would rather lose those two than lose Jim Schwartz, because Doug Peterson, at the end of the day, he's the one that's running the offense. He's basically the offensive coordinator and the head coach. He's everything. Yeah. So losing those guys does hurt though, because again, part of the game planning. One of those coaches, I think it was DeFilippo, was the one that was responsible for the red zone, and the other one was third downs. So in implementing the game plan. So it's going to be a little different there in terms of the meetings leading up to the game. But you still got Jim Schwartz here, and that's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's gonna be a big test, because we've seen it before in the past when a head coach has divided up his attention from the rest of the team. We've seen it become a distraction. Jason Garrett, we had to take it away from him sometimes. Andy Reid, obviously, we saw those issues, right? So it's like we'll have to see how it plays out. I think Doug Peterson's a great coach, though, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing how that transformation has occurred in Philadelphia. He's a great coach. Huh?
Oh yeah, y'all hated him. I remember the beginning of last year. Everybody, even Philly 500.
I will admit, I was 100% dead wrong on him. I'm not right about everything.
I thought he was a dumbass coach too.
I
think a lot of people thought that.
I thought he still was a good coach.
And with a lot of Eagles YouTubers out there feeling the same way, I was like, okay. And then like Adrian said, he completely turned it around.
As a Cowboys fan,
showed himself
I can't believe I was the one that was right.
You know when it changed? It changed when the players spoke up. And sometimes with these head coaches, they have these huge egos, and they don't want to listen. They just want to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But with Doug, he listened, because after 2 weeks, the pass run ratio was like, I forget what it was off the top of my head, but it was like 70% pass, 30% run.
Yeah.
And the rest of the way, it was pretty much 50-50 after week 2.
Yeah.
And that, to me, the humility that Doug Peterson showed, I think that's his most important characteristic.
Yeah.
Humility.
Okay. All right, so going into this year, some of the key additions, key losses, rookies, and such. Now, Carson Wentz, how's he looking in training camp? I hear some good things.
Yeah, he's moving around really, really well. There's only one thing I that's left to see, and we're not going to see it until opening night, and that's taking a shot on that knee. I want to see how he gets back up from that. Until he actually takes the hit, it's hard to get like super, super excited. But I am excited because you watch him out there, and there's no limitations.
Yeah.
You're seeing him favor anything. His movements are very fluid. Yeah. He's planting with no hesitation. So he looks great out there, and I'm very, very encouraged by what I'm seeing. I was initially one of those guys didn't want to play him the first month. Now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, maybe he is AP. Maybe he is a free.
Yeah.
Go play him.
And I heard of that. Everybody said there's really no sign of him having an injury, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, though, it all comes down to that first hit. I know all the Eagle fans are going to be
taking a deep breath.
they're gonna be praying
when that first guy comes.
Yeah, and then they'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Do you think Carson Wentz belongs in that elite status among Drew Brees, Brady, Rodgers, guys like that? Because he was looking like an MVP before he went down, man. I thought he was the MVP before he went down.
Let me see it one more year.
One more year?
One more year. But I think he's up there.
Yeah.
I think he's that good.
You guys, I swear, have the absolute best quarterback situation of any team. Your backup is a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hold on. Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Oh, God.
Sean, I don't think he hears me.
You got to speak a little louder, Josh.
Super Bowl MVP, Nick.
Super Bowl
MVP.
Who would have ever thought? That Philly special, one of the greatest plays, one of the funnest plays I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. The Philly special.
The division are in Philly right now.
But what do you? So offensively, this team top 5 offense.
Oh yeah, top 3.
No doubt. Probably the best offensive line in the NFL.
Yes.
The best offensive line in the NFL.
I don't know about the best, but they're up there. Okay.
Now, here's
y'all have a great offensive line. They showed it last year. How y'all overcame those injuries. Y'all lost Peters, right? Mm-hmm. And then, I can't even say his name. I'm not going to even try.
Alapati Baitai.
Thank you. He came in and did great. So I always leave it to Adrian. I'm like, yeah, you're going to say it. I can't say that. But he came in and filled in great. I didn't see any loss of production in that position. So,
what makes the line this impressive is you have this committee of running backs, right? Yeah. So when you have a committee, what does that mean? That means you have different backs that can do different things.
Different styles,
so because you have all these different guys and these different approaches to how they want to run, well, these linemen have to be able to block all those plays.
Yeah.
The Eagles can do that. You have so much athleticism along the O-line. You have Lane Johnson will go from right tackle. He'll pull all the way to the left side, to the left guard.
Oh, Lane Johnson.
Which is incredible.
Whether he's pulling or trap blocking, he keeps this consistently.
Yeah.
When you run an inside zone, most lines, they will double team the initial D tackle, and the guard will go on the second level. What the Eagles do, they don't do that. Brooks will take on the defensive tackle by himself, and then Kelsey will go on the second level. Yeah. So when you look at the Eagles, whenever they run the football, you'll notice this. linebackers that are normally in the hole to make a tackle are not normally in the hole when they play Philly because these guys are getting taken out by the O-line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the offensive line we saw last year, y'all had Jay Ajayi, which y'all traded for, LeGarrette Blount, Corey Clement.
Yeah, that running game you guys have. Yeah, Corey Clement, I think that dude is amazing.
Oh, yeah. I felt like he could have been used a little bit more.
Darren Sproles coming back?
Yeah.
That was awesome. That's awesome seeing that.
But let's see how long he can stay healthy. This guy's he's an old man.
Mm-hmm.
He's an old man. And he's a tiny man. So we'll have to see how long he can hold up.
I think the key with Darren actually is I just be the special teams guy. Just be the returner because he doesn't really have a returner last year.
Isn't that how he got hurt though?
One area they really didn't have anything. It was that kick return or punt return.
Isn't that how he got hurt though? And was it on a punt return? He got.
I'm trying to remember. I remember.
I know he got lit up one time on a punt return. A guy hit him.
Yeah, I remember something along the right sideline, and he got hit, and he grabbed his knee, and he broke his arm on the same play. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
I remember it was against the Giants. I remember. I just remember him being along the side. It might have been just like a swing pass. I don't remember though.
Okay.
So talk about your wide receiving core, man. Alshon Jeffrey, Matt Collins, Mike Wallace, Nelson Aguilar. Pretty damn good core over there, man. Alshon Jeffrey, that's my boy. I'm glad you guys re-signed him, got him to extended him, so that was good.
Didn't they re-sign him like in the playoffs too? Like right before the playoffs started, they're like,
awesome.
I think we learned what we needed to know.
I'm happy for him. I'm so glad he got a Super Bowl. He's awesome.
A cool stat by those Eagles wide receivers. Only two of those, only 2 100-yard games by them last year. Just 2 of them.
Yeah,
that's it. So that just shows the balance and unpredictability of the offense. You can go to anybody. Yeah. They don't have a go-to guy because everybody's a go-to guy.
Yeah. And let's see, Alshon Jeffrey, he finally stayed healthy. Mm-hmm. I guess people stay healthy once they leave Chicago, Josh. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, technically, he didn't stay healthy because he apparently played on a broken collarbone or whatever the hell it was.
Hey, at least he could play through it. Apparently, they could play through injuries. And
what was it? God, what was it off the top of my head? It wasn't a collarbone. It was some of his shoulder.
Yeah, I know. I remember. He was playing through some injuries.
Yeah.
I just want to take a shot, Josh.
But look, so Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Going into this year, y'all got a pretty tough schedule, man.
Last year, you played a lot of great teams. Last year.
You're playing the Falcons right out the gate.
Yeah.
You're playing the Saints this year. You're playing the Rams. You're playing the Jaguars in their hometown of England. Yeah. So I mean, the Vikings.
Vikings are Panthers. Panthers. Yeah.
You guys got a pretty rough schedule. You still think?
And Cowboys, a couple times a year.
Well, those are 2 W's. Those are easy W's.
Get out of here.
Really confident with the schedule here, Adrian? With this team?
I'm curious to see how this team handles being the Super Bowl champion because you got Atlanta on the opening night. We see this all the time. We see whether it's the Super Bowl runner-up or the Super Bowl champion, they'll start a little slow to start the year. Yeah. But the Eagles, they kind of have an easy schedule to start the year. So you kind of want to get off to a good start here because the schedule gets a little bit harder.
Yeah. Hey, I would say don't even sleep on the Titans. Titans are going to be pretty damn good, too. Yeah. You guys are facing them on the road. So you guys are going to be facing quite a bit of Super Bowl contenders coming out of this NFC. I would say with the exception of not playing Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first week, Atlanta is going to be a good one. Obviously, week 2 and 3. I think y'all got a little cakewalk there. But
I want to see the Saints. I want to see the Saints-Eagles game because it was almost that in the playoffs. If it wasn't for that miracle,
that's true.
Listen, in a lot of ways, the Eagles' playoff run was very lucky. All right, because of who they played. I did not want to play the Saints. Mm-hmm. I thought the Saints would have beaten them. Even the Patriots to an extent. I think the Eagles even match up well with them in a way. But Minnesota and Atlanta, those were the 2 teams I wanted to play. Those were the 2 teams that I was very, very confident in beating. But some of these other teams, like the Saints or even the Panthers to an extent, I wouldn't have felt as confident in beating. Yeah. So they lucked out in who they got to play. But you know what? That's the way the NFL works, man. Sometimes you got to have a little luck on your side.
True.
Because even you think back to 2004 when the Eagles played the Patriots. I mean I would say that the 2004 Eagles team is probably better than last year's team, but they ran into a dynasty. They ran into the Patriots, a top 10 team of all time. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
Sometimes things like this happen.
Okay. So, any last thoughts on the Eagles before we move on to the next team?
Yeah, I'm thinking they go 12-4-ish. I think the Eagles are the only team in the NFC East that goes over 500.
Okay. All right. Okay. So moving on.
So basically, I'm saying this division kind of stinks.
All right. So let's explore the rest of this division,
Okay.
and we'll move on to Sean's Dallas Cowboys. Sean, Dallas Cowboys. During this offseason, you guys cut Dez Bryant.
Yes, we did. We got rid of him.
It was very surprising.
And
Adrian, what did you think about that?
I thought it was stupid. We both did. I know, like, okay, the distractions and all that stuff. But we saw this same script play out in Philadelphia like 5 years ago with Deshaun Jackson. And then he left Philly, and then all of a sudden the Eagles didn't have a guy that could stretch the defense. So Chip Kelly had this conservative offense with Riley Cooper and these bums. Nobody ran a route past 10 yards.
Well,
now, the difference is they do have Zeke Elliott, a better offensive line than the Eagles did, because the Eagles, they had LaShawn McCoy, but, well, actually they traded him, so my bad. They brought in DeMarco. But Dallas' line's better, but I'm worried about the offense. I think the defense is always sneakily kind of underrated in a way because of Rod Marinelli and the magic that he can do. But this offense, I'm worried. And we'll see. You got to prove me.
I'll say this, okay? And Sean will go into detail. We thought it was a dumb move right when it first happened.
Yes.
We were very confused by this.
Yeah.
However, we both did, talking about this, over the past, month or so.
Yeah.
Ever since it happened. We our tune turned around a little bit about this move. Why?
Well, first I stopped getting so emotional. I had to put that aside. But no, it's because it makes sense because Dak and Dez never obviously formed a really great connection.
Yeah.
And how Dez is a very strong personality, very strong. But when Romo was there, it was never a problem. Why? Because Romo had that respect. He could go up to him and tell him, "Calm down." Mm-hmm. And Dez was fine. Because Romo had earned that yet, right? Dez felt like he was the leader of the offense. He felt he was a veteran. He had been there all these years. And Dak just could not take that step over him yet, right? So now they're letting him go. It was just too much of an issue regarding that. Apparently Sean Lee, that all came out. Apparently him and Sean Lee had butted heads because Dez wasn't being accountable for himself. He was just trying to hold other people accountable, but not himself. I'm okay with it because our offense doesn't run on a number one receiver. Dez, like you said, y'all at Deshaun Jackson. Dez never stretched the field. He's not a fast guy. That was more of these other players that we had, right? Terrence Williams.
Right.
So Dez didn't stretch the field.
Yeah.
He's not that fast of a guy. So he didn't fit the scheme that we're going in. So I'm okay with it.
Where's your response to that?
I just hope because I remember when it happened in Philly. All the Eagles fans, they talked themselves into the release. All of a sudden, it was it's okay. They have Chip Kelly in the offense. Oh, Deshaun, he was a cancer in the locker room. All these different excuses that the fans came up with. So I'm hoping that this isn't part of that, Sean.
No, I don't honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think he was a cancer in the locker room. He was a very emotional guy. I thought he got a really bad rep for that because he's very emotional. But half the time when you see him on the sideline going crazy like that, they play the sound bites. He's more encouraging his teammates. Come on, guys, we got this. But he wasn't like yelling at him, telling him you're stupid. What are you doing? Like it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was more the media's perception of him. Now, that's why I don't really think he was a cancer in the locker room. I don't think they released him because of that. It was a lot to do with the cap. Obviously, we have DeMarcus Lawrence. We have to re-sign. Obviously, Zach Martin just got re-signed, and obviously Dak. Dak was drafted in the third, fourth round, so it's not like he has 4 or 5 years on his rookie contract. Those are only first rounders. So we're gonna have to re-sign him already.
Your wide receiving core looks a bit different.
It's a lot different.
Tavon Austin, he's there. He probably he was in the
Dak's traits the receivers because he's more of a short dink and dunk kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys picked up Allen Hurns.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And then you drafted Michael Gallup.
And Cedric Wilson.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm liking.
So you think this wide receiving core fits more with Dak style
Yes.
and the offense are running.
Yes, because with these kind of guys, I think you want good route runners. You want guys that could get open, crossing routes, stuff like that. Des Weir, his niche is he's not that great of a route runner, right? You get the ball in his hands, he's going to make something happen. But you want these guys that are just going to be there, be able to catch the pass and run great routes. Now, obviously, we're already down with Cedric Wilson. There's came out that he got a labrum injury. He might be out 8 weeks. That hurts me. Because I think Cedric Wilson is going to be a superstar in this league when he gets his opportunity. But, no, we got a totally different offense. But and not just that, I think all these guys, Dak could actually take control. Yeah. So, and it's all on Dak now. So, no excuse.
I think it's all on Zeke. The offense is the offense is going to absolutely run through Zeke.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to run that game, but you guys are going to see a lot of stacked boxes.
Yeah.
Against Zeke.
And my worry is just, again, they're going to be so damn conservative.
That's true.
This is what happened in Philly. This is the same thing that happened.
That's true.
Yeah.
They got really, really conservative, and it just fell apart.
I think people think we're going to be super conservative. I don't think we're going to be as conservative as people think, because a lot of people forget play action with a guy like Zeke. You fake that ball, if that safety is going to hesitate or he's going to come up. That's going to create windows. I don't care how good of a players you are, right? Terrence Williams is still a pretty fast guy. Deontay Thompson, that guy's a lightning in a bottle kind of guy. So I really do think that this offense is going to be as conservative as people think, and it's going to surprise some people.
Now, can Dak get the ball to those guys?
Well, dude, if you think about it, just 2 years ago when we went 13-3, Dak was he had great numbers. Mm-hmm. He was in fantasy. He was top 5, top 10, I think it was. In fantasy, you're not doing that without putting up good numbers.
Yeah, the funny thing about the deep pass accuracy, actually, like he's like top 10 in like a lot of the websites that do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which actually makes me question what the hell they look at, because they have Carson ranked like 25th.
It's because we don't take as many shots, right? Carson Wentz is a gunslinger. So that's why I say, like, our deep shots come from play action. That's why those deep shots are a little bit more open and a little easier to hit, per se. Yeah. So that's why I think we're going to be able to hit some big plays. So, and Tavon Austin, I know you brought him up. They're talking about using him more of as like a running back or kind of like a wildcat kind of guy.
Like a cat.
And we needed a better returner on our special teams. We haven't had a good returner since we let go Dwayne Harris all those years ago. So our special teams hopefully can catch up.
When you guys drafted Michael Gallup, we were watching some of that. You were showing me some of his footage.
Yeah,
this guy looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's good. He's a little bit. He's not on the faster side.
Looks pretty damn
but
good.
He's a big old receiver, man. He's a big old body receiver. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna help in the red zone when we get down low.
I did a film. We did a film room on him. Yep. We did like a bunch of wideouts.
Now some of your key losses here. You lost Jason Witten, security blanket. He's gone, the veteran.
I think Witten is like a underrated loss in a lot of ways. Like I don't think it. I think it could be actually a bigger loss than Des Bryant in a way.
I agree.
Absolutely.
He was very consistent. He was a hard worker. He set an example for these younger guys when he came and went to practice and meetings. Of course, and our tight end Rico Gathers and all these guys, there's such a big question mark, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to. That's honestly the biggest hurt, man. When he, I don't blame him. You know, he got offered a lot more money to be a commentator.
So he was such a great leader for the Cowboys offense. Now you guys lost Orlando Scandrick.
Yeah.
You guys lost Anthony Hitchens, which you worried about that hurting your rush defense?
It could, but we're getting some people back, right? We're getting Randy Gregory got reinstated. They sat at training camp so far. He actually looks in great shape. Mm-hmm. David Irving, that's who I'm curious about getting back. Now, I heard he had those allegations. Obviously.
I really like David Irving, by the
way. When he was healthy, the first 3 games he came back, he had sacks.
Yeah.
And then he got concussion and was out. But supposedly, from what I heard, he had some issues. Apparently, he got the accusations of domestic violence. But apparently, it came out it was all bullshit, and the league is not going to suspend him. That's what the report came out, that the league is not going to punish him at all. Okay. Which I'm surprised. Maybe they figured they took care of that with Zeke, assholes. But no, us drafted in Leighton Vander Esch, I think helped replace Hitchens, right? That we lost. So I don't mind it.
I like that draft, Van Der Esch, man.
Yeah.
I like Van Der Esch a lot.
He fell to you guys.
Yes.
Man, that was a good
I was
pick.
so excited. And I forgot we did get Coney Ely, too. So that's another rotational guy on our D-line. So a veteran, too, which I think is going to be good.
What about adding drafting Connor Williams to that offensive line?
I felt like we already had a good offensive line. Like, nobody doubted that, right? But our depth was really weak. We saw Byron Bell, thank God he's gone, give up those 6 sacks when Tyron Smith went out. That really hurt me, man. It really hurt Dak and our whole offense. But Connor Williams, he's going to shore up that right tackle spot. If we need to, he can always go to the left tackle. But Tyron Smith said he's in the best shape he's ever been so far coming into camp. He feels great. His back's not hurting. He's had back issues the last 2 years. So.
You like that pick?
I'm not a Connor Williams guy.
No?
But
I think it's because I'm a Cowboy fan. It's probably because he was a Cowboy fan. That's probably why.
I wasn't very, actually, that might be part of the reason, but even though I didn't know it until draft night. So the offensive line, this class I wasn't very high on. And even McGlinchey, I didn't even have him as my top guy. I had Brian O'Neill. The guys that were high with upside were the guys that I had ranked higher because since it's a class that I wasn't high on, I pick upside over a guy that's going to be like average or something like McGlinchey.
Yeah.
So Connor Williams, I'm a little bit worried about. I wasn't high on him. I know my guy Brendan wasn't as high on him, but we're not perfect, so we'll see.
Yeah, and we got him. I think we got him at great value, 2nd round.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like
too.
Getting him in the 2nd is obviously you didn't get him in the 1st. Yeah. So if you got him in the 1st, that's a stupid pick. Yeah. But you got him in the 2nd, it's fine.
Yeah, I felt like he was into 1st talent, and then he fell to us in mid-second or so, give or take.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I always said that I felt like Lyle Collins he was okay at right tackle, but I felt like his specialty was more interior. It's a guard. And he did great his rookie year as a guard. I feel like they're going to move him back, put Connor Williams at right tackle. Connor Williams is a hometown boy. He loves the Cowboys. He's a fan of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's playing for America's team, and he better use that as motivation to not let us down.
Yeah.
Now, Adrian, you said that the Eagles would be the only team above 500.
Yes.
And
like he said, he's not perfect, so...
And thinking about the Dallas Cowboys, I think they are going to regress here, going into this year. You guys were 26 in the passing game last year.
Yeah,
y'all might fall on like 30th.
No, get out of here, dude. You gotta understand. First off, y'all trying to trigger me right now. First off, us having no Tyron Smith for those weeks killed our game.
That's true.
Our Zeke is going to obviously make our passing game better because.
But like Adrian said,
you're
all going to be ultra conservative in that passing game. In the offense overall.
My words, we are going to have.
If this offense, Adrian,
a better passing game
is top 15, Zeke better get the damn MVP. If this offense is top 15 overall.
This offense, top overall, they were 14th last year with our passing game being that bad. We are going to be a top 10 offense this year.
Bullshit.
Mark my words.
Not this year. There's too many great offenses.
No, when Zeke was healthy last year, when he ran the ball, our offense was ranked top 5. I was saying not overall because at the end of the year they calculate all, but when he was healthy,
y'all might not
top
even
5.
Y'all might not even be the second best offense in this division.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna be top 5, top 10. Watch,
Adrian,
top 10.
I don't know, man. I just
trying to trigger me.
I think the Dallas Cowboys could see a regression here going in 2018. Adrian, you think so too? Any other thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I got them finishing last in the division at 6-10.
Oh, I can't
Worse
wait.
than the Redskins.
I cannot wait till y'all eat. Oh my god, I can't wait till y'all eat each other.
You said worse than the Redskins.
Oh,
not much worse. I mean, I got the Redskins.
Hold on, I got to move some. I got to calm down. My blood pressure's getting high.
Oh, Adrian, I love it.
Redskins are the team that you always think are going to go 5-11, and then they go 8-8.
I think that might be the cap right there. 8-8, maybe at best a game over 500.
As long as Zeke and Dak and we don't have any
because
major injuries.
Look at the schedule
we
you guys
are
got.
going to win 10 games as long as we don't have any major injuries. Or
dude, look at the schedule. I don't see 10 wins.
Better than I think. I will be wrong. Yeah. That's what it's coming down. That's what it's going to come down.
You will be.
You guys got a tough schedule this year, man.
No, we don't have as tough a schedule, but no, we do have a tough schedule actually. We do. But that's why I cannot wait. I'm glad we play a playoff team like the Panthers week 1 because it's going to be a good test. It's going to show
you'll know right away whether or not Dallas is going to be legit.
Exactly. It is, and it's going to show me too. Like, okay, am I right on this? Right?
I mean, right out of the gate at Carolina, week 3 at Seattle.
Oh, I'm not scared of Seattle. Seattle, nobody there anymore.
and then right after that, week 4, playing Detroit. Detroit's going to be a pretty damn good team.
Yeah, but they have one of the worst run defenses. Where, like I said, as long as Zeke's
Stafford's going to light you up.
He's not going to be on the field.
Then it's at Houston. Houston, we're going to deal with Clowney.
He's not going to light us up. We're going to have a good defense.
Yeah, Houston, Texas.
Then you play Jacksonville.
No,
that's going to be tough. We got some tough.
That's a tough stretch right there.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Washington. Divisional game could go either way, and then Tennessee after the bye week.
Mark my words. Cowboys will be 3-1 in the first 4 games. We will be 3-1 in the first 4 games.
And then you're going to lose 8 straight.
No, we're not. No, we're not. You know what? A lot of people are just focused on our offense, but I think our defense is being overlooked. Our defense, it was top 10 last year, even with Sean Lee going out. We drafted Leighton Vander Esch. Love that kid. We already talked about it.
Okay.
I think we need a good middle inside linebacker.
Okay.
I think he's going to be phenomenal. He's great in coverage, great in run stopping, big guy too. Then getting Chris Richard, I think, is the biggest pickup that we did, even though it's not a player, a coach.
Right.
This guy, they say, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, and Cam Chancellor always said, this is the guy that created the Legion of Boom. He was a big part of putting this all together. And if he could do that in Seattle with all those strong personalities, he's going to come with such a young secondary. I love our secondary. I don't even think we need a trade for Earl Thomas. Not what they're asking for anyways. Okay. I think our secondary is going to be a lot better than people realize. Like I said, as long as everybody stays healthy, Chidobe Awuzie, I think did really good until but he just couldn't stay healthy. So,
all right, okay. So let's move on to the New York Giants.
Yes, New York
Giants. Last year they went 3-13, finished last in the division. Adrian, Sean, I think the Giants are a team that's being overlooked a little bit here going into this year. I think they made some very good moves during the offseason. I love the new head coach they have now, Pat Shurmur.
Yeah.
And the new coaching staff is going to be great. It's going to do wonders for them. I love that they addressed their offensive line a bit. By getting Nate Solder, they drafted Will Hernandez, which was a great draft pick.
I love him.
Yeah, and then they drafted Saquon Barkley, which we've seen in these past 3 or 4 years how running back can just boost an offense.
That was the best addition of the division right there.
Yeah.
Saquon.
It really is, because when's the last time they had a running back?
And what did you say about Saquon Barkley when they drafted them?
Saquon Barkley has the potential to be better than Zeke. I'll say
it. I agree. Yeah. I love Saquon
That's
Barkley.
how good this kid is.
He's got the potential.
He's got Marshall Faulk in him. I think he's that good.
You might be right, man.
The way he can catch the ball, the way he can jump cut, the way he can do everything that he can do, I love him, man. And we'll see about the O-line, because they did lose Weston Richburg and Justin Pugh, but I think it's huge to add Solder and Hernandez. So I'm curious to see how all that's going to work out.
And what I love about Will Hernandez, that dude's a mauler, man.
Yeah, and that's what you want as a guard.
They're going to be running off the left side of the line, because that's where Will Hernandez is, and that's where Nate Solder is going to be. Yeah. On the right side, you got fucking Eric Flowers, who stinks. Worst tackle I've ever seen. Actually, maybe not, but he's terrible. And then the right guard is John Jerry. He stinks too. So and the center is Barrett Jones, I want to say.
Their center is Barrett Jones.
Yeah,
you got Jones, right?
I will say this: the one knock I have with Saquon Barkley that I saw in college, and maybe Adrian, I know you probably watched a lot of his tape. Is he bounces the runs a lot to the outside. He tries to get to the outside a lot. That was his biggest knock. Now, in college, you could do that, though. In college, he got away with it. But in the NFL, these guys are just as fast as you, especially the linebackers. So he's going to have to learn quick. You got to stick with your lineman and stay in the hole. Don't bounce it too early. So that's I see could hold him back for a little bit. But if he learns that quick, Pat Shurmur, he's going to work with him. This guy's going to be dangerous.
Yeah. So I got the Giants going 8-8. That's my prediction for them. So I'm with you in a way that they're kind of being overlooked.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they are going through an entire transformation on the defensive side because they're going from a 4-3 to a 3-4. Yeah. And whenever you make a switch like that, you really don't see the beneficiary of it until like mid-season. So that's when you really start to see the defense play really well.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, I think that's what's going to hold it back this year. But I think the Giants are the second best team in the division right now.
Now starting off, Giants fans, it's going to get really rough.
They got one of the toughest schedules I've seen.
Starting out the gates, your first 6-7 weeks, you might go 0-7. It's possible. No, look.
Like, repeat of last year.
You got Jacksonville for week 1.
Yeah.
You got Cowboys week 2. That could be a win. Go either way. You got Houston, Texas, which should absolutely still be healthy by week 3.
Yeah.
Saints, Carolina, Eagles, Falcons.
Yeah. All playoff teams.
First
right
7
there,
games
dude.
right there. That is pretty damn tough.
Yeah.
But after that, you could go get some wins. I think about 7-8 wins. I might be right there with you, Adrian.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge improvement going into this year after what happened last year. And then, like you said, changing your defense.
But let's not forget, a big guy that's coming back, Odell Beckham Jr., baby. We haven't even mentioned him. This guy, it's a contract year, guys. It is a contract year for Odell Beckham. And he is coming to ball. And this guy, fantasy alert, is going to be a monster, So I'm excited to see that connection. And let's see if Eli's got another good year in him.
He's going to ball out so he can buy more pizza and cocaine on his cruises.
Oh, yeah. Right before a playoff game.
So yeah, Giants fans, even if your win-loss at the end of the year doesn't really, I don't think it really will truly reflect the improvement of your team. I mean, you guys walk away with 6 wins to 8 wins. I think that's a good thing.
And I like the D coordinator. They got James Betcher in there from Arizona, who was Arizona's guy. So you're going to have an aggressive defense there. We're going to want to get after the quarterback. So there's pieces in place there. There's going to be somewhat of a turnaround this year, I think.
Yeah. I think they could probably be about third in the division, honestly. So I think they're going to have about probably 6-7 wins, in my opinion. So they're going to be right there.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they might even really surprise us. Maybe they might pick up that much crazy couple wins there. Who knows?
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves,
Moving on to the Washington Redskins.
Yes.
The snooze fest that is Washington.
I feel like absolutely no one's talking about Washington in all the sports YouTube community except for Louis T Network. If it wasn't for him, nobody's talking about the Redskins.
Yeah, nobody.
So shout out to him.
He's going strong there.
What are your thoughts on the Redskins this year going into 2018 after going 7-9 last year?
They are what they are. You got Alex Smith now instead of Kirk Cousins.
Is that better?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think so. I think Kirk Cousins is better. I think Smith more accurate, but I think he's so conservative and just even though he's taken more shots down the field over recent years than he has before. But I like that Kirk actually tries to make some plays, unlike Alex Smith. This team is just 7-9, 8-8. Yeah, it is what.
I'm not sure if Alex Smith is going to do what he did last year. Like you said, he threw the ball down the field a lot more than he usually do. Was that just because of the play calling, or was it because he knew Patrick Mahomes right on his ass and probably take over that starting job? And he's like, "Fuck this! I don't want another Colin Kaepernick take my job." And so he doesn't have that to worry about in Washington. He just got a massive extension, so it's not like he feels pressured or anything like that. And it's not like he has any big time receivers. I know they got Dotson. Who else they got?
They got Josh Doxson. They got Jameson Crowder.
Crowder, that's what I was thinking. I was
they got Brian Quick, Paul Richardson.
Yeah, Paul Richardson.
They signed Paul Richardson. That was their so they replaced Terrell Pryor with him.
Yeah,
pretty much. That was a disaster.
That was an epic failure.
Jeez.
He
only signed for 1 year.
Yeah.
Rookies. I think they had a great draft. I think they had. They got Deron Payne. Defensive tackle, and Darius Geis, who I am pretty damn high on going into this year.
Now, the only issue I have with Deron Payne is that I felt like it wasn't a dire need. And I know if you look at the run defense last year, I know they were horrible. But that was after, oh my God, what's his name? They drafted a D tackle from Alabama last year. When he was healthy, they were top run defense last year.
Jonathan Allen.
There we go, Jonathan Allen. When he was healthy, they were top 5 run defense. Mm-hmm. Then he got hurt. Then it went downhill. So I felt like they were getting him back. They could have gone another direction. Their secondary. They lost Kendall Fuller. They could have addressed that. And that was what concerned me.
Yeah.
And you also lost Rashad Breeland.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Losing Kendall Fuller, a lot of Redskins fans were very upset by that.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the best promising slot corners in the NFL.
Extremely underrated. I thought he was probably the best corner on their roster.
Yeah, I agree. Right up there, he was definitely a good corner.
Now he's over there in Kansas City where they desperately need him.
Yes.
Josh Norman ain't Josh Norman no more. So.
Yeah, Josh Norman, he played, but I'm not sure if he fits that scheme. It kind of reminds me of Darrell Revis, right? Darrell Revis is great, but he didn't fit the scheme.
He's his own guy. Yeah, Norman is his own guy. He needs to be in his own defense.
Exactly. So that's what my biggest concern with the Redskins are. That's why I think they're going to be last in the division. Sorry, Redskins fans. But y'all's offensive line is a little concerning to me, but Alex Smith does get rid of the ball quick, so I think that will help. He's a veteran. But that defense is what it's going to hurt. That defense, man.
Okay. All right, so you think the Redskins are going to be in the basement?
Oh, yeah.
You think so, Tom?
I got 7-9.
Remember, he thinks our Cowboys are going to be in the basement.
I think the Redskins are going to go like 4-12 every year, and they go 7-9. So that's why I'm going 7-9.
Okay. Yeah, you never know. Maybe Alex Smith becomes MVP form like he was last year, but I just don't see it happening.
So overall, Philadelphia Eagles are probably my ranked number 1 team going into the season.
Unfortunately.
Not just in the division,
Super Bowl champion.
Y'all are Super Bowl champions.
Y'all
are even better,
yeah,
which is fucking scary. So, and then as far as the Dallas Cowboys, I think your team will show a little bit of a regression this year.
No, they won't.
And then the Giants, I think they're going to show a lot of promise. And the Redskins are going to be, they're going to be...
They're gonna be there.
They're gonna be the Redskins.
I basically agree.
I'm gonna draft Darius Geis in fantasy in leagues, and I'm gonna love that.
Yeah, so, that's gonna be.
That's what I can say about the Redskins.
That's probably the only bright spot of their team, right? Darius Geis. So
right.
We'll see.
Okay. Any last thoughts about the division?
Yeah. I just wanted to say it one more time. The Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles.
Look at it, Sean. Look at it.
All right, okay. You know what? I'm happy for y'all.
This is
so
where
tough
you
for me
say,
to say
well, I have 5 and you have 1.
No, I'm not going to bring that up. We haven't done anything like over 20 years. But no, honestly, putting my fan aside, Adrian, we're good friends. Philly 500. There's a lot of Eagle YouTubers I've met over this last year, and man, I'm happy for y'all. It's good to see y'all happy for once. I know. So
yeah, we were all happy for you guys.
Even though y'all are division rival, I was like, thank God they took down the evil empire.
Yeah.
And I know I'm gonna have to hear this bullshit Super Bowl champions all year long. But
just wait till that first Eagles Cowboys game.
Oh man, it's gonna get intense. Oh man,
I gotta see if I can find something real quick. Hold on.
Oh God. We should just end this now. Can we just hang up?
That first time the Eagles beat you guys during the year. They're gonna shove it right down your throat.
We're gonna find out, okay? Oh God.
All right, so Sean, I know you're not really familiar with these, but this is a Super Bowl DVD.
Ooh, you want a copy, Sean?
This is a DVD. It's not a VHS. It's a DVD. So just wanted to show you. This is what the Super Bowl DVDs look like.
All right, gotcha. Okay.
Not a VHS.
That was actually a good one. I wasn't expecting that. That was a good one. Fuck you.
But
we gotta put that was good. I just thought of that.
Yeah.
That was good. But we'll see how it all plays out.
We will.
Who knows? Football's a crazy game. You guys let us know in the comment section right now
down below
what your thoughts on each of these teams, who you got winning the division, any big surprises, disappointments, let us know. And Adrian Fedkiw of the Bitterbirds, thank you so much for coming on here, giving us your great insight, man. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anytime. We talked before the show. This isn't going to be a one-time thing. I'm going to be on the show a lot. So
absolutely. We love having you on. You're great. Man. And you guys go subscribe to Adrian Fedkiw over there at the Bitterbirds. Once again, the link is in the description. And go follow him on Twitter. Link will be there as well.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll see how it all plays out. Adrian, thank you. It's been great.
Buddy. Later.
Take care.